2020, what a year. What a horrible year. And honestly, simulators didn't do that much better in 2020 either. I think it's a common misconception with a lot of simulator haters. They say things like, simulators are just cash grabs that people do to make money. And while that is true for a lot of them, I think that simulators is where a lot of developers create their first ever games. Used to be tycoons, everyone used to make tycoons. Now I think everyone makes simulators just to get started and to be able to bring in a little bit of Robux. There's always that chance of going viral. Why wouldn't brand new creators do that? Because of that, we did get a lot of simulators in 2020. A lot of them, most of us do not play anymore and do not like. So now I'm going over my 5 most played simulators of 2020. So these are not the most played by everyone. These are most played by me. These are my top 5. This is an opinion piece. You might disagree. And of course, feel free to put your 5 favorite simulators in the comment section down below. They don't have to have been made in 2020. They don't even have to have been made in 2019. As long as you played them and you enjoyed them in 2020, feel free to add them to your list. So let's start off with one that is very, very familiar on my channel. And that is, of course, Pet Ranch Simulator 1 and Pet Ranch Simulator 2. Both of these games have consumed a lot of my time in 2020, and although I'm not really playing them at the moment, I've fallen off on both of these games, but to be fair, so has the developer. He has a new game. I still come back to this every now and then and check out how things are going, and it looks like they still get players. So the premise of both Pet Ranch Simulator 1 and 2 is obviously to fill your ranch with pets. They generate coins over time, which you can use to rebirth, and then with rebirth tokens, you can purchase more eggs, get better pets, and get more coins, rebirth more, get more pets. Do that over and over and over again until you feel good about yourself. It's pretty great. They've got all the way up to mythic rarity pets, if I can find one. No, yeah, mythic. There's a rarity above mythic. Where is it? There we go. The rarest of the rare, divine pets, which is very cool. It's a unique system than what most simulators use right now, since most simulators just go legendary to secret pet because they all want to copy BGS. This game has always stood out as something that was doing its own thing rather than just doing what worked for everybody else. Number 4. Pet Battle Simulator. This is the game that the previous games were sort of abandoned, so this game could be updated. Really cool idea for a game. The problem with Pet Battle Simulator is it just feels a little bit empty. So basically, you use clicks, so it is a clicker game, which is a cool idea. You use clicks along with pets that buff your clicks to defeat bosses on your own island. You then earn what is these little combats over here, like these swords, which you can rebirth with to get diamonds, which you can use to buy island upgrades, new islands, purchase pets, different upgrades, and so on and so on. It's sort of the natural evolution of the previous games that I showed you guys, and it's a very cool game. It's missing something. There's a little bit something missing from it that just sort of makes it feel empty. It still is just get pet, rebirth, get more pet. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for something a little bit more fresh than that, but again, amazing game. Totally worth your time if you do want to start it now. All of these games links will be in the description down below. Number 3. This one's a little bit controversial, Tapping Legends, because I did say that it felt like a lot of simulators this year were cash grabs, and this game could very easily be seen that way. Any game that was made that was a clicker in 2020 could be seen as a cash grab, but also it could be seen as a developer's first or second attempt at a game where they're learning and they're growing. Tapping Legends definitely feels like a game where the developer was growing. At one point, this game was updating like 2 times a week, which is pretty insane. The premise is pretty straightforward. You do clicks or taps in order to gain currency. You rebirth to get gems, which you can use to buy upgrades and pets. Funny, this seems to be the theme of this year's simulators that I played. The pets are pretty cool. They're very similar to, say, like BubbleGum Simulator, where you collect a lot of them, create shinies, or you create goldens. You create toxics. They get stronger as you go. And of course, this game has a lot of worlds that can be unlocked based on how many rebirths you have. Let's go to their Christmas world, because I've actually never looked at it. Pretty basic stuff, if I'm being totally honest with you. Pretty basic stuff. The game had small worlds, basic updates, but there was a lot of them, and it seemed like the developer had a passion for updating the game as regularly as he could, he or she, I don't actually know. It's definitely one of those games where you could just like auto-click your tapping forever, and then auto-click your pet hatching forever, and just get good at the game, and for some reason that makes me and a lot of other people feel good about themselves. So that's sort of what we did. It is just a clicking game, and for whatever reason, this one stood out, probably because of how many pets you got to grind. Number 2. This one might confuse you a little bit. This is Anime Fighting Simulator, and although my current account appears to be a noob, and I have never uploaded this on my channel, this has become one of my secret addictions in 2020. I've actually created a second account called Nothing Personal Mate, and I use it to grind on Anime Fighting Simulator because I really like this game. I think this game is really well made. Now, I have recorded combat simulators in the past, like Superhero Fighting Simulator and Superpower Simulator and whatnot. The premise is pretty straightforward. You train the stats that are in the game, you get coins or a currency whenever you're outside of the safe zone, which you can use in order to increase your multipliers so that you can get like more. In this case, I would do this, and now I would get more strength per punch. There are also training areas that you can find throughout the world, which increase your training amount, and these games are basically like people auto-click them 24/7 to get insane stats, and then it's PvP pretty much everywhere else. So I am currently in a PvP zone. I could get killed out here. The reason I'm such a big fan of Anime Fighting Simulator is obviously because it is an anime game. So if I go into my specials here, look, I've got a fruit. Okay, so if I press 5, I eat a fruit, I activate it, and now I have an ability or 3 abilities that come from the One Piece anime. And I'm a bit of a nerd like that. See, I've got the lightning abilities. There it is. There's some lightning attacks. Very cool stuff. And you can also unlock other powers in relation to several different things like superhuman, a T, which makes me look like a Super Saiyan, which is awesome. It's just got anime powers and you get to kill each other. It's very cool. Your swords are also inspired by anime as well. So you'll see things like, I don't know, like God's Axe. This is from 7 Deadly Sins and so on and so on. Curse Fam from Naruto, all those sort of things. Very cool game. I grinded a lot on an alt account so that I can reserve this account for grinding on games that I record. And who knows, maybe one day in the near future I will also make videos on this game. I don't even know yet. I feel a little bit cheaty putting this as number 1, but I feel like it's also very obvious that BubbleGum Simulator is my top simulator of 2020. Even if it wasn't the main game on my channel, this simulator it consistently stands above the rest. Anime Fighting Simulator has incredible quality, but it is not a traditional simulator. It's sort of like an offshoot, high quality, like just variant of simulator games, fighting simulator games, where BubbleGum Simulator is a very traditional game. You click to gain currency, you can sell it, you can buy upgrades, and you can grind pets. I will very adamantly say that BubbleGum Simulator is Pet Simulator 2. Like, this is the pet simulator game that we all wanted and deserved, and a lot of people just haven't realized yet how awesome the pets and grinding the pets in this game can really be. This game has a lot of depth in its updates in the sense that, like, for Christmas, we got this really, really detailed and awesome world. Yeah, we got some pet reskins, but every game does that. And with this game, you know, we got a couple of pet reskins, but then we got this amazing world with the sleigh repair and the challenges and just like the Easter eggs and everything that was in this whole area. It was really, really fun to explore. As far as I'm aware, BubbleGum Simulator started the secret pet trend, which you now see in almost every single simulator that has pets. This is where it comes from. That's why I have such a large secret pet collection, because they're the most valuable pets. And I don't know, I really don't know what else to say. Like, there's depth to this game, you know? You could be a bubble grinder, so you can trade for pets that have really high bubble stats like these, or you can just be a regular trader and you can trade for OG pets that have really high value. BubbleGum Simulator has sort of like an in-depth community-created economy to do with trading. There's a massive YouTube presence for this game, myself included, you know, daily YouTube videos about this game, whether it's funny skits, trading videos, anything and everything you can think of is being done in BubbleGum Simulator because it is so flexible. There's a lot of diversity to what you can do with this game and its community, and that's why, regardless of it being the most popular game on my channel, I just love BubbleGum Simulator. There is nothing more satisfying than spending 48 straight hours grinding this game to hatch a single secret pet. You know what I mean? Nothing more satisfying than getting a quality secret pet. Alrighty guys, that is going to do it for my top 5 games of the year. Most of these, maybe even none of them, came out in 2020, but they were the games I played the most in 2020. I feel like I got the most quality for my time out of these games in 2020, and I'm really interested to hear what you guys think in the comments section down below. So go ahead and leave a like on today's video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on that notification bell to never miss any of my uploads in 2021. We'll be playing BubbleGum Simulator and a lot of the other simulators that I just mentioned. Thank you all for watching, guys. I will see you all next time. Bye!